Hello everyone, you are welcome back to Dual Study World. Today our lesson will be on addition and subtraction of sets. So addition and subtraction of sets. We've learned the introduction to this video, and it is and the link to that video is in this video's description. So please make sure to check that video. It is on the simplification of sets. So before we even get here, we have to know how to simplify sets, and I've taught that in the previous video. In this video, we are learning the addition and subtraction of sets. So we have something here to note. So you have note, we can only add or subtract sets which are alike or have the same form. What do we mean by saying that we can only add or subtract sets which are alike or have the same form? For all what we want to say is that the number in the square root, must be the same. So let's say example 1, we have n root k plus n root k. We have here n root k plus n root k. The number in front of the square root can vary, it can change, but to add or subtract sets, the number in the square root must be the same. So here you have k, here you have k, then you can add. So if you have the numbers in the square root be the same, we turn it as they are of the same form. So for it to be of the same form, the number in the square root must be the same. Then we can add or subtract. As for the number in front, it can vary. So in adding n with k plus n with k, we have m plus n root k. We add the numbers in front of the square root. Then you add the number, or you add the square root plus the number in the square root. So here we added the number in front of the square root, the m plus the n. Then since you have the square root of k, they're the same. So you pick one, then you add it to the result. For this one, you have n with the square root of k minus n with the square root of k. Since they are of the same form, or the number in the square root are the same, you have k and k. So we can subtract this. How? You have n minus n, then you have the square root of k. This is the basic thing that you have to note. This is the basic thing that you have to note under the addition and subtraction of sets. Now, note this one too. The square root of, let's say the square root of 2 plus the square root of 7. This is not equal to the square root of 9. Please don't add 2 and 7. The square root of 7 plus the square root of 2 plus the square root of 7 is not equal to the square root of 9, because they are not of the same form. We have 2 and 7. We can't add this. So the square root of 2 plus the square root of 7 is equal to the square root of 2 plus the square root of 7. We are done. Now, the square root of 2 minus the square root of 7 minus the square root of 2 is not equal to the square root of 5. The square root of 7 minus the square root of 2 is not equal to the square root of 5, because they are not of the same form. We have 7, we have 2. We can't subtract. So this is equal to the square root of 7 minus the square root of 2. Like this. Note this one too. But the square root of 7 plus the square root of 7 is equal to, note that from here we add the numbers in front of the square root. I said in the first video that when you have any square root of any number, let's say the square root of 2, there is 1 in front of the square root, it is 1 square root of 2, but don't write the 1. Note that when you have the square root alone, there is 1 in front of it. So here, you have 1 here, you have 1 here. So you first add the 1 and the 1. So you have 1 plus 1. Then you have root of 7. When here you have the root of 7. So pick 1, root of 7. So here you have 2 root 7. You see, you can add this because they are of the same form. So you have 1 plus 1, and then you pick one of these, then you add it to it or you multiply it. Then you have the square root, you have 2, the square root of 7. Now, let's solve some examples on it. So, we have some questions that we have to try our hands on. We have evaluate, the first question we have 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2. So 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2. First check, are they of the same form? Because we can only add or subtract sets which are alike or have the same form. Are they alike? Are they of the same form? Yes, because the number in the square roots are the same. You have 2 here, you have 2 here. I said that the number in front of the square roots can vary. So 5 and 3 they vary. But the 2 must be of the same form. So you have 2 and 2. So how can we add this? Note, refer from here. You have m root k plus n root k. We added the m plus the n. Then we gave it just one of the root k. The same procedure. So here, root of 5, we have 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2. So this is equal to 5 plus 3. So we have 5 plus 3. Then we have root 2 root 2. So take 1, root 2. And this gives us, so 5 plus 3 gives us 8 root 2 as our final answer. For this one too, we have 4 root 3 plus root 3. Note that for this root 3, we have 1 here. We have 1 root 3, but we don't write the 1. Note this. Okay. So in adding this, we have 4 root 3 plus root 3. So this 4 plus the 1, which we don't write. So this 4 plus the 1. So we have 4 plus 1. Then we have root 3. So take 1, root 3. So 4 plus 1 gives 5. So we have 5 root 3. Now here you have root of 5 plus root of 5. So here we have 1 and 1. So 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 root 5 gives us 2 root 5. Okay. Here you have 6 root 5 plus 7 root 5. So you have 6 plus 7 root 5. Which gives us 13 root 5. Now here you have 5 root 2 minus root 5. How can we subtract this? Note, refer from here. N root k minus n root k is equal to n minus n, then we have root k. So here we have 5 root 2 minus root 5. So we have 5 minus 1. So 5 minus 1. So root 2, then root 5. So as I said earlier, before we add or subtract, let's first check, are they of the same form? So here we have 2 and 5. They are not of the same form. So it means that we can't continue. Okay, so this is equal to 5 root 2 minus root 5 because they are not of the same form. Let's continue. Here we have 2 root 5 minus root 5. So here they are of the same form. So we have 2 minus 1 root 5. Which gives us 1 root 5. But we don't write 1 root 5. We just write root 5. So here we have root 3 minus 2. So we have 1 minus 2 root 3. So 1 minus 2 gives negative 1. So we have negative 1 root 3 as our final answer. So this is how to add or subtract sets very easily. Note this, these are the steps in adding or subtracting sets very easily. Now this brings us to the end of this video. I have an assignment for you as usual. Make sure to try your hands on the questions and give me your answer at the comment section. So these are the questions or the assignments for you. Make sure to try your hands on these questions. Now this brings us to the end of today's lesson. This is Dual Study World. Like, subscribe, and also comment.